What's going on, everybody? It's your guy, Jason Williams. I'm here again for Midi Innovation, and today's training video is going to be a really cool training video. I'm going to actually show you how to do like an entire business for free using Google. So before we get started, I'm going to lean over. Yeah, we got new features. My finger's blurred out with this background. But anyway, a new feature we're going to show you with some serious call to action. All right, I tried. It's something different. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this. I'm going to screen share with you my entire screen so you can see what I'm doing, what's going on, and how to do this. So let's go ahead and back up real quickly. Before I started this video, I had to log into our Will Productions account, and what I want you guys to do is do the same thing. So what's the very first thing you're going to need as a business? The very first thing you're going to need as a business is a business email, right? Don't have, Tim Joe Bob at, Gmail, or, hotshit at gmail.com, something crazy. All right, look, this might be what's going to go to your A&R. This might be what goes to a producer. This is, if you're using this and you're using our application like you're supposed to, there's no telling who's going to get this. So let's get you professional. Let's get you looking right. Let's get you like where you need to be. For some of you, you might already have this, but give me 2 minutes to get into the video. I promise you I'm going to show you some cool stuff. And for the mass majority of people, you have no idea that you're missing it, because I didn't know I was missing it until years ago when I did a Google training for a whole day and learned all this. All right, I'm going to brush this down though in 30 minutes. So what you're going to need to do right away is think of a business email. For us, for example, is Will Productions info, right? Information at gmail.com. You can do that for free, and then as you want, or if you want, you can always create a business email. But let's just talk about using some free stuff, because I mean, if I could get it for free and save some money, that's going to give me more marketing power, more money to spend in other things. That's what I think I should be doing, right? And that's what you should be doing. So right away, you're going to go ahead, sign in to your account. All right. So for example, you'll create new right here. Once you go ahead and create new, it's going to ask you if you want to use this for personal, for a child with restrictions, or for my business. You can select my business, but what I tell everybody to do until the business is up and running and you're making money, get it as a personal, because you can always create and add this personal and convert it into a business. All right, so go ahead, choose personal. Once you do that, put your name and information in. This information isn't disclosed. This is held by Google for your first and last name, but this username is. One of the easiest things to do as a business is going to be, let's say my company is All Good Inc. So I'm just going to say All Good Inc. Info, or something like that. Now, if you got like All Good Inc., that might work. But if you have a name and you try to run it, and you'll see right away if I click down here, that username is already taken. Try another. So All Good Inc. All right, let's click down here. User's name is already taken. Try another. And this is why I do info. Look at that. All Good Inc. info at Gmail. Sounds pretty official, right? Still sounds good. You create your password, and then go ahead, do a screenshot of your password so you don't lose it, or write it down somewhere, save it, and then create your account. For us, we've already created an account, so we're going to back up. We're going to go in here. Once you create your account, you're going to get these little 9 boxes up here. Click on those 9 boxes. When you click on those 9 boxes, you're going to see, and you can rearrange this so my layout might be different than yours, but you're going to see a bunch of different options. What you're going to want to do is take that box and scroll down. Don't stop. Just keep scrolling down. Look at all the different things that are in here. Then there's something called More from Google. A lot of people don't scroll because a lot of people don't search. All right. When you do that, this is Google's page of all the free stuff that you can have. They're going to advertise to you, of course, but keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. Remember, I told you on one of my previous videos, you got to read, you got to search. Look at this. They have a free authenticator app. They've got a Google board for texting, obviously your email, finance sheets. They've got a Google chat, so you can run Google chat portals if you don't want to, use Zoom and or other devices and other platforms. You can do that. You can do forms, which is going to be really neat. I'm going to show you that here in a minute. You got Google Drives, which is going to be what we're going to focus on today. There's just a ton of different stuff in here. All right, all this stuff is free. And then if you're using a business mindset, you can come down here and then there's more business apps like this business profile. You're going to want to create that. I'm going to show that in another video, how to get yourself rated with Google. All right. And then this one is going to be for developers. So if you're a developer, like you develop apps and stuff like that, this is going to be your section. So much stuff in here that's free for Google is absolutely insane. So let's go ahead and just close that window. Let's come back here. What you're going to do is open this up, and what you want to find is something called Google Drive. You want to find the Drive icon. It's going to look the same no matter what kind of computer you're on or device. Click on Drive. You're going to notice that I've got crap in here already. This is one of my production rooms, but you're going to notice that there's stuff in here already that's set up. What you're going to want to do right away is create a folder. So right click somewhere in this white area, or you can click New and then Add Folder. All right. For me, I'm just going to say Test Folder. Once I got this this folder would be like where you start to do your business. So if you are a producer, let's say, right, we could rename this folder and we're going to say production. And then we can create a new folder that'll be videos. You know, we can say vids. You can have another folder, right? So on, so on. And you just keep, you can always drag and put these folders into a folder to make subfolders, right? So that you have like your business folder, which would be ideally my production folder. Then inside that production folder, when you go in there, I'll have my videos, commercials, photos, whatever, okay? So organize yourself really well. Take the time to organize yourself. Make one folder and then have subfolders in there. If you do that, you're going to find that you're going to be extremely organized. You'll be well prepared. Google does something that's kind of cool, sometimes annoying, but kind of cool, is this little group up here. These are like business editor, billboard info, stuff like that. This is stuff that we already have inside our JWill production business folder, right? And if you've opened it, it's going to show you the first 6 things that you've most recently opened so that you don't have to search for them. So these are going to constantly change. Just, you know, just know that they're going to change, all right? And it's just Google's way of trying to help you fast track your production work, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to open up production. Imagine that's our new folder. What's really cool about Google is on the right-hand side, it's going to give you information. When the folder was last modified, who last modified it, when it was last opened and by who, when it was created. If there's people who have access to the folder, what they've done, you can even add a description to help you remember what this folder is. And you can manage the access of who is going to have access to this folder. So it becomes your virtual business data storage center, and you get, wait guys, 15 gigs for free. 15 gigs for free to run a virtual cloud that will go anywhere you go around the world. No carrying hard drives, thumbsticks, and no computers for some. You can actually access that. And if you have the apps on your phone, you can actually access them directly from your phone. All right. So let's talk about creating the business. We got a business email. We now know how to access the drive, which is going to be our virtual cloud storage. We know how to organize that virtual cloud storage. We talked briefly about that. But what is so good and special about Google? Because a lot of people know that information. Well, let's go ahead and click this new icon. All right. This new icon is going to let you do so much. Guys, look at all the options you have. You can create your Google Docs. You have Google Sheets, which are like Excel. You can have Google Slides, which are PowerPoints, and Google Forms. I'm going to show you the power of Google Forms. Oh my gosh, it's like the hidden gem. Google Forms is just like a contact form or sign-up sheets or information collection data points. You can create forms that will automatically default into folders for you. I'm going to show you how to do some of that today. You have Google Drawings, Maps, Google Sites, app scripts that you can help write that will help you. They're like templates that are in here for you guys. And then the Jamboard. I've never messed with the Jamboard, so I don't know. But then you also have the option to add more apps that are inside the Play Store that are able to be bridged into your Google Drive settings. So, and then access from this link. But let's talk about real quickly. You know, we're not going to work on Google Docs, but I'm going to go through Google Docs real quick, Sheets, Google Slides, and then we're going to focus on Google Forms. All right. So right here, you can go on Docs. You can always join and start with a blank template. I always tell everybody, take a second and go to a template. All right. Don't go with a blank one. Go to template. If you have a business or you're trying to get professional, this video is all about getting you professional. This podcast is all about getting you professional. So now that I've shown you, right, where to go to get to certain stuff, I've told you now that you're inside your Google Drive that has 15 gigs of free storage space. Now I'm going to show you how to start creating your business documents for free. All right. So you don't have to pay somebody to do this, and you can literally do all of this right here. So when you come in, they're going to have resume options like letter templates, business letter, right? And all kinds of different things in here. You could take any of these templates. If you're watching a video, you'll be able to see this. But if you're on podcast and you go in here, there's going to be tons of templates. And they have them broken in sections by education, freelancer agreement, contract, right? Wow, basic human resource templates, legal templates, sales, you name it. They've got a lot of different stuff in here for you guys, which is really, really cool, right? I mean, you guys see everything. If you're doing an education platform, they even have education templates for you. So the very first thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is you're going to need to do like an introduction letter about your business. What is your business? They have a business letter where you could talk about your company. Then they have one that's kind of got a little fancy template. Do a business letter and tell people who you are, why, the who, what, when, where, why about your business. If you're trying to do a very basic business plan, they don't have a full business plan document in here, but you can come in here, you do your introduction letter, right? When you do your introduction letter, you could go ahead and do your bio letter, which is this pet resume one. I like this because you can obviously rechange it, but look at the layout of it. I could put my picture here. I could give you my information below it. My name is in bold, maybe a statement that I could have underneath. And on the right-hand side, instead of it being a resume, it could be bullet points about my career and who I am and why you should work with me / my company. When you come down a little bit further, they have a project proposal template and project proposals. Well, obviously, you're a business, so you have a project or a service that you're wanting to propose to people, which is your business plan. That's your business plan, all right? Fill that out and literally like dig through it and go through it. What's going to be really cool that a lot of people don't know also about this is when you start doing this, let's say like your computer shuts down, you lose power, whatever. Google backs up every 3 seconds. So I mean, it's going to be near to impossible to lose anything that's in here once you start it. So like if I were to click and open one of these, it's going to immediately start doing it. And we're going to show you that here in a second, how it saves. But so on. If you have a company and you already are, kind of set up, but you're just needing to get documents together, they have meeting notes, what could be your minutes notes for your company, right? Topics, outlines. Let's say you're going to sit down and do a business presentation, and you only need a one sheet. They don't want to see 20 sheets of paper. Just give them one sheet of what they're going to be covering and little bullet points about you. You can do all that right here for free. They have them. You just have to be a little creative to rearrange them. They even have a business process manual, consulting agreement, mutual NDA, which is things that you're going to need as a business. So they have everything in here. All right, I won't dig into all this. I'm going to let you guys play with this. And if you guys start messaging me, let me know. And if you want me to go in more detail, I'll go in more detail for a specific topic. So that's your Google Docs. All right. Again, on the top left-hand side, underneath the Google Drive, there's going to be a little oval that says new with the little plus color, multicolored plus sign. You click on that. You can create folders. You can upload files. You can download files or upload whole folders of information from your computer and desktop, which is going to be great. It does it extremely fast based off of your internet connection. So, just be mindful of that. Now, let's talk about Google Sheets. What's really cool is, again, if you use the form template, not a blank one, you don't have to create it. So you don't even have to be like a genius, a know-how on how to do this. Now, there's tons of training on YouTube on this as well. But, I'm giving you like the basics right now. And if you guys want me to give you a tutorial, 30-minute tutorial on specific topics, again, let me know. But you can come in here, you have to-do lists, annual budgets, monthly budgets, and the algorithm is already put in there. So if you were to open this and start putting in the numbers, it'll start calculating everything for you, all right? So as long as you don't delete it out, you can literally take this and make this your own. You have Google Investments, annual calendars that are going to be updated for you. If you want to print out calendars, hang them up in your office or your space to do whatever you want to do, your studio, whatever, you have that. You have a schedule that you could print out each week. Now, no need to do that. I'm gonna have to show you guys how to manipulate your Google Calendar eventually, but not in this video. But that'll get you around having to do so much of a schedule. But this is a really cool thing if you have like an event schedule and you want to do, you can use that for your events. And then you can have a very detailed laid out schedule template that can be shared virtually. And then you can have an entire event schedule ready days before your event that everybody's had a chance to partake in, because you can share that schedule knowing that everything is on there. If you've got a roster, all kinds of stuff, guys, that's in here, and it's already set up for you guys. It's got reports in here, and again, just like the other folder, there's divided into subsections like education, project management, what's another one, workflow or work, personal, and then blanks, right? And then the most commonly used ones will be at the very top. So that's how you use Google Sheets, and they're already set up and built for you. So you don't have to be, again, a whiz and know how to do all this. It's already there. Same thing if we go inside Google Documents. If you go inside Google Documents and use its templates, it has laid out templates for you, which is really cool, because if you don't know how to make a really classy looking kind of template that's basic, you can use their templates and literally change out their pictures with clicks of a button, right clicks or whatnot, and switch them out to your pictures, and now you can have your entire presentation done without actually having to know how to fully build the PowerPoint, because you had a template to work off of. So cool. They have add-on options like this one, where you can click and add this one into your accessible demos, for example. So again, everyone is going to be broken down in their own subsections. Again, education, work, personal, so on. So that's your template gallery and how to access your template galleries, guys. It's going to be like that for every single one you open, whether it's Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms. But let's talk about Google Forms, all right? We're 18 minutes in. I like to try to keep stuff inside 30 minutes for you guys. So check this out. You can do a blank form. Blank forms are great once you get the hang of knowing how to go through the settings, okay? But if you don't know how to get through the settings, using the templates is where it's at. So let's talk about the templates, and let's talk about a blank quiz or a blank template form. So let's go to form template before, because a lot of people aren't going to be using the quiz kind of option. A lot of people are going to be using a template, or they're going to be using a blank one and building their own version of their template. So let's go ahead, or of their form. So let's go ahead and do this. And again, right away, contact form, an RSVP form for an event, private party invite, t-shirt sign up forms for t-shirt sizes and registrations, event registrations, personal options, again, work options, again, education options, again. Guys, it's endless. And then of course you can manipulate these and turn these into the forms that you want. But let's go ahead and just talk about a very basic contact form. So I'm going to open up contact forms. Now this is going to be where the rubber hits the road, guys. I've shown you where to go to get some of this stuff. For some of you, you're like, wow, I didn't even know I can get free. I got 15 gigs of free data storage. I didn't even know, on top of getting 15 free gigs of data storage, that they had templates in here that will help me build my entire business documentary library. So that's really cool, because now you got your documentation section that Google helps you with. But let's talk about actually learning and getting in Google Form. When you open this up for the first time, by the way, it's going to ask you to take a tour. You can say thanks or no thanks. In my case, I would tell you to take a tour. All right. But in my personal case for this video, I already know where I'm going. So I'm going to shortcut this so you don't have to go through the tour option. And I could talk you through it. So right away, you're going to be able to pick colors and everything on this form. So let's talk about the buttons. You can select to star this form in any of these documents. You can select to star them to make favorites. Right here, there's going to be a folder when you open them on the top left where you could click it, and you can then assign it to go into a specific folder, right? Right now, we open this, once we opened up the production folder that we made, which is like our company folder. Inside that company folder, I opened up my form. So the form is currently located inside of my production business folder. But if I wanted to move this, I would just hit back, and I could put it inside JWell Productions. I could put it out into the main area, so I don't have to search for it without it being in a folder, so on and so on. In this case, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to close it. I can also double click on what's called contact information, which is our contact form, and I can now retitle this and be like, whatever, FLRONPT is what I named it. All right, and then boom, that's now my new name of my form. You'll notice that it updated immediately right here on the top of my screen. If you're watching a video, it updated just as quick as I hit enter. All right, so it does it that fast. It updates, guys. To the right, you're going to notice customizable themes. Now, you can come in here and do customizable themes. They have different fonts that you can use. Look at that. And it does it globally. It doesn't just do it to one section. So it does it for the whole entire theme. You could choose the font size. You could use the text size, right? Question size. It tells you if I wanted, like this is my header. If I want to go for my actual questions, but I want them to look differently, I could change the font for my question, for my headers, my question, and then if I want the actual response section to show up in a different font, I could choose a whole nother font. I can make this one in, let's say, 10 inch. I can make this one a 12-inch font, and then maybe I really want this to jump off the screen and do 24 for this contact form name. Now, you also are going to be able to scroll down, and as you'll see, you can upload an image. This is pretty cool because Google's going to give you tons of free images that are copyright free. So you can do, an image like a guitar, for example, and then it's going to pop up right there for you. Now, file unable. Sorry, there's a problem with this reload or whatever. All right, when you click that, it automatically did it. And it's going to let you do everything. Now, this is because this is my first time. It's popping up alerts. So just read the alerts and clear them. But that's how you set up your theme. If you want to change the color of your theme at the bottom, you can change your color. And then you can always add a color and go very specific if you know your hex code for your color. All right. Now, there's other ways to like right click and pull the color off of a picture or something like that if you want to make it the exact color. But what I tell everybody, if you're going to make this form, for example, this color 84FFF00, make sure to save that code so that way everything that you're doing stays with the same color code of your company. It's going to be important because if you start building websites, things of that nature, you don't want one picture to be dark, another picture to be light, and then another picture to be in between. Because then people are going to be like, damn, this website look all crazy. The photos look crazy. You know what I mean? Like, keep consistency. So take the time to write down that hex code. That's going to be important. So that way all of your logos stay the same color with your backdrops and your whatever, right? So keep it together. Now, once you select that, you can just hit add, and then it's going to add, and then boom. New color code is all set up. All right. So now what you can do is you've done the customized theme. You set up the theme. Let's go ahead and talk about actually going into the settings. Now we're 24 minutes in, so I'm going to speed up a little bit here. All right. But you could do preview option right here. And we'll talk about that in a minute. If you want to undo, redo, you could send it to people, and you can always click these three buttons to drop down to give you direct options. Now get a pre-filled link. This link is going to be really cool because if you have a website and you have a contact form, or you built this form and you want to give it to an advertiser who's advertising for you, and you want them to use your form so that it gets all the information collected inside their website or their advertisement, you can actually get the link and you could get the script code so they can use this code and embed it into their website versus having a hyperlink in their website. Really, really cool. So that way you don't have to click on it. It's actually going to automatically show up if you have the code. And it makes it look more professional. So the script editor option is going to be super dope. You can always add on more add-ons. And if you want to have a form that's printed out and people fill out at your event or at a location, you can even print this. So let's talk about the actual form here and getting into it. You can actually set up the form. If you grab this little button icon, these little 6 buttons, I think it is, 2, 4, 6, you can actually rearrange them and move things around on the form. You can make them required options or not required by checking on it. You can delete, you can copy and duplicate. And then if you right click, you can even give a description and response validation option on here. And we'll go more into that on a whole nother time. But this is just to show you guys how to quickly get things set up. Now, beside that picture, the question is, or, inside these questions, the question is always going to be, Jason, how can I make my form a little more different than everybody else's form? And the option is right there. You can add a photo to your actual question. So you can say your name and then maybe click photo, and let's just say, I don't know, Google doesn't have one, but I would, let's say if I had a photo, let's just go Google Images here. All right, got a lunch coming up. I'm gonna clear that one. Let's just say Google Images and say name. All right, here you go. Boom. Or hello, my name is. All right, that one's gonna pop up. It's gonna add it in here. Hello, my name is. All right. Now you can make this a short answer, paragraph, multiple choices, checkbox, drop down. You see it, you name it. All these different things are going to be able to be added into each question, and that stays the same for every single question. This theory, this format is the same. It's going to give you those same options, so you can do a really detailed form in this. Now let's talk about getting to the actual options here. All right, so if we come in over here and we say, all right, Jason, what do we want to do? Well, let's talk about the responses, because you can build the question form, then you're going to have responses. This is going to show you all the responses that you've received. All right, per person. You can set up the options on how you want those responses to come. Do you want to get email notifications, or do you want to send this to a destination? You can set this up to collect all the information and immediately put it inside your folder, inside your Google Drive, so that you have copies of everything without having to actually go to this form. You can have a folder that's designated for that, which is really good, because if you have a marketing company, you can forward it to the marketing company, and now they can set drip campaigns to the emails and phone numbers that are collected, or whatever it is that you use to collect. You can convert them into a CSV file for data storage, or you can just delete all the responses. Next thing, big, is you can change this into a quiz option. If it's a quiz, you would already know it should be set for quiz. If you don't, then just leave that blank. You can manage how to collect these responses, right? Again, giving you more options and more details. You have the ability to change the way it's presentation and present it to the individuals who are using it. You even have the option to change some of the default form options inside, like, do I want this to collect emails automatically, or do I not? All right. Do I want to make my questions required across the board, or do I want to have the ability to select what's required and what's not? Right. You can do that. And that, my friends, is very quickly how to become very business oriented and create a business backend using Google for free. We're at 28 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up here. Again, guys, play this video back, watch this. I'm going to do some more detailed trainings if you guys want them, and or I feel like I'm getting questions about it, and we will go from there. So with that being said, peace, love, happiness. I hope this helped you out. I promise you, if you dig through this and you use this, you can build an entire back end. And then over time, if you want to buy storage space from Google, you can at whatever rate that they have. Again, I don't get paid by Google. This is an advertisement, but we do use this service and this back end. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that we can do it. So can you. Take care. Peace.